Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Saturday, the 14th of October 2023. In today's Millwall news, obviously International Week, not a lot going on. So we have a few interviews. We've got three interviews today. And news of Romain Esse and the England U19s. So we'll start off with this from the South London Press, londonnewsonline.co.uk. That is Casper Norre there. So summer signing Casper Norre back to build on impressive start to his Millwall career. Casper Norre has been back to build on the excellent start to his Millwall career. That is the verdict of Lions manager Gary Rowett, who feels the 26-year-old midfielder will kick on even more as he adapts fully to Championship football. Millwall signed Norre from Hood Everly Leuven in the summer for an undisclosed fee. The Belgian got his first assist in last weekend's 2-2 draw against Hull City. His pass finished off by Joe Bryan. Norre was one of the Lions' standout players on the afternoon as they produced a strong performance in the second period in SE16. Oh, Casper's he's been excellent, Rowett told the South London Press. He's a player that I really liked the look of when he was flagged up by our recruitment team. We were really pleased to get the deal done, although it was a little bit protracted. We got there in the end. He's got better and better physically and on the ball as well. He took 2 or 3 games to get up to speed and the intensity of the Championship. And after the Middlesbrough game, I think he said that he had done the distance before, but not the intensity. He felt in his quads around 60 to 70 minutes. He's able to control games better. Rotherham was a good example in the second half against Hull. Everything goes through him. He's got the ability to play between the lines to open the game up and switch to play. He's a really good player, and I think he'll go on to be a fantastic player for us. He'll get better and better the more Championship football he plays. He's only played something like 7 or 8 Championship matches, which is nothing really. So there you go. Gary Rowett bigging up Casper Norre, of course. Indeed. He does look good, and he has been growing as he's gone along. Which you expect. You wouldn't expect him to come in the ground running. It takes a while. So we'll see how this works out. We will see how this works out. Moving on to this, also from a londonnewsonline.co.uk, talking to Joe Bryan this time. So they've doubled up the interviews this week. Joe Bryan. So Millwall's Joe Bryan on mental funk after groin injury and why he's still working his way back to peak sharpness. Oh, so you haven't seen the best of him yet? Apparently, he's been pretty decent so far. So if we haven't seen the best of him, I mean, damn, what's going to come later on when he does get back to peak sharpness? Joe Bryan's start to the season has mirrored Millwall's a little bit two-stop start. So he's excellently executed equalising goal. Do you see the alliteration there? It's called alliteration. Excellently executed equalising goal in last weekend's 2-2 draw against Hull City was certainly a step in the right direction. The 30-year-old scored for the first time in the Championship since his double in the playoff final at Wembley in August 2020, down Brentford and took Fulham into the Premier League. So that was his first goal in the Championship for 3 years. Bryan signed for the Lions on a free transfer in July and has started 5 of their own 8 league fixtures. He missed a 3-1 defeat in Norwich in August after suffering a concussion in training. Oh, really? Who did that then? Who did that? Concussion in training. A groin strain then sidelined the former Bristol City man at the start of October, forcing him to sit out a draw at Birmingham and then lost to Leeds United. His measured finish across Hull keeper Ryan Alsop was a feel-good moment for the South Londoners before a temporary shutdown for the international break. That's the goal there, I believe, the picture. And that ball is a blur. Look, the players are in focus, but that ball is a blur. Not that Bryan jumped on social media looking for praise afterwards. I had a few texts from friends and family, which was nice, but I'm not one for scouring Twitter or news sites for ratings. Nice comments or horrible comments, he told the South London Press. Very early in my career, I learned not to do that. I've come to Millwall to do things like that, the goal that I scored, to contribute and score goals. It feels like slowly but surely I am getting back to the level I should be at in terms of performance. I've been quite open about it. I don't think people ever realise how long it takes to get fully match fit. When you've not played for a long time, it takes your body a very long time to get there. At the start of the season, I had one or two little knocks. I'm not going to lie. For the concussion, I just went up for a header and got caught. I doubt if it was mentioned by the club, but they had a protocol that they had to follow to the letter. You can't mess around with things like that. Yes, this is the first I've heard of this. And I make daily videos about Millwall news, so it was frustrating because it was just another little thorn in my side to get in a run of games. It had been 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So to play a significant role in the last 3 game week was a really big thing. I'm getting to the fitness levels and performance levels where I can expect affect games positively again. And while still playing the majority of the minutes, when you've not done that for 2 or 3 years, it's difficult to go into one of those weeks where it is Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, and it's very hard on your body. Bryan has talked about his mental health issues in the past, coping with anxiety and depression while on Fulham's books. Tuesday was World Mental Health Day, and Bryan did a video with the club talking about some of the mechanisms that keep him in a good place. He keeps a journal and has interests away from football, including taking up photography. Bryan has revealed the groin injury caused a setback. Sometimes in life, when you have 5 or 6 things go against you over a period of weeks, you get a little bit down, said Bryan. I felt myself going into a little bit of funk. By chance, I ended up sitting down with my best mate Dan in a coffee shop and chatting about it. And all of a sudden, when you've spoken about it, you realise life isn't that so hard. And now I'll be back fit within a week, and off you go. It's just normal, isn't it? I'm having a bit of what's that? What's that word there? Shit. Are we not allowed to say shit? Time at the moment, I don't feel right. So so am I, mate. That's pretty normal, isn't it? We all go through it as men, but we're supposed to be very strong and not show any weakness. Bryan is full of praise for the role Casper played in his first goal for the Lions. The Belgian midfielder, also a summer transfer window addition, threaded a pass to Bryan on the left of the whole box. I played with Cyrus Christie for 3 or 4 years at Fulham, so I know he would probably try and block the shot, said Bryan. And that helped a little bit. The angle was a little bit off, so I needed to buy myself a little more space. So I sold a little dummy, and luckily he went for it, and the goal opened up. I didn't really think about it, but as soon as I got the ball, I thought, I'm going to score this. This is great. And Casper's passing to me was perfect. It set me up for the goal purely because of the weight of it and where it went. That pass appreciation is something that often gets overlooked in football. We talk about a pass speaking to you, and I knew what I had to do with that ball from the weight he put on it and the direction it was going. It's something brilliant that Casper's brought to the club. That little bit of calm in the middle and keeping the ball moving. On top of that, there is his tenacity and break-up play as well. He's been fantastic the last few weeks. He is a very talented footballer and has that quality on the ball that the manager wanted to bring in over the summer. And that's the sense I got whenever I spoke to him about perhaps wanting to play a little bit more while also having that edge. If we have to roll our sleeves up and get stuck in, he can do that. Off the pitch, he's another really nice boy who seems to have settled in with the squad. He fits in with the ethos and the team spirit of the club, which is a testament to the recruitment team. When players fit that seamlessly into a group off the pitch, it's just as important as on the pitch. It stands you in good stead over the long term in regards to building a team and having success. Bryan would like to add more goals to his game, scoring 28 in 373 career appearances. I wouldn't say I worry about it. I'm a defender who attacks, he said. It's just nice to get a goal, but I'm not going to get to the end of the season and go, I didn't score 5 goals and get 10 assists. I would probably look more across my performance in general. As a player, you kind of know when you come off the pitch if you've been good or not, whether you've kept a clean sheet, scored or assisted. And I tend to measure my performance on things like that rather than a whole load of stats. So there you go. Joe Bryan there. Also bigging up Casper de Norre. And some other stuff as well. So good interview that with Joe Bryan. Which I don't know if you realise he's from Bristol. He is. He's from Bristol. That's why he talks like that, isn't it? Now the big event today Romain Esse. Scoring. He scored. He plays, he scores. This is the match report. Kind of hard to find because someone put the wrong date on it. They put the 11th of October for some reason. England under 19s won. Wales under 19s won. Another draw for the under 19s. They drew the game the other day against Montenegro 0-0. They drew this one 1-1. They were losing. 1-0. Romain Esse comes off the bench, and hey ho, he scores a goal. The Young Lions draw with Wales in under 19 Euro qualifying in Podgorica, Montenegro. England men's, why did I say men's? England under 19s were held to a second successive draw by Wales in their. It's not by Wales, it's a second successive draw. This time by Wales in their UEFA under 19 Euro qualifier on Saturday. That's today. The Young Lions, who were held to a 0-0 draw by group host Montenegro in the opening game last week, had to show their character and come back from behind in Podgorica. After a goalless first half, in which Simon Rusk's team enjoyed the better of the limited chances, it was Wales who edged ahead 10 minutes after the restart. It was Ben Lloyd who put the hosts in front. They're not the hosts. This match report is all over the place. It was Ben Lloyd who put the Welsh in front as they broke quickly from an England corner, with Amari Benjamin setting up the Swansea City midfielder. Rusk made a double substitution 5 minutes later, and it had the desired effect as Romain Esse levelled things up with 20 minutes left by finishing into the roof of the net from close range to the goal, following a cross from Dominic Ballard. It set up a grandstand finish with both teams looking for a victory, and Luca Gunter in the England goal and opposite number Kit Margetson for Wales forced into many saves. But the teams couldn't be separated despite some late pressure from England in stoppage time. The Young Lions will now head into their final match against Austria on Tuesday, knowing that they are likely to need a victory to be assured of a top 2 place in the group table to progress to March's elite qualifying round. Yes, and that's the team there. Substitutes number 20, Romain Esse, parentheses Millwall, for Blake on the 61st minute. And he scored 9 minutes later on the 70th minute. Again, the game was shown live on MNE Sport TV on YouTube. That's a Montenegrin sport channel. They are broadcasting it live on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be showing the Austria game on Tuesday as well. I'm not sure when the kickoff is, because if we go to the Wikipedia, I think they've got the time in local time. I don't know what that is over here. So here we go. You can see the table. That puts England on second with 2 draws. They've only got 2 points. They now have to play Austria, which means that they can be overtaken by Wales if Wales beat Montenegro. So we need Montenegro to do us a favour and beat Wales, but then Montenegro can, if they beat Wales, can get 4 points and jump up as well. So it's literally England's next game is a must-win game, or they're highly likely to get knocked out because they probably need Wales and Montenegro to draw. I think even if England draw, you're looking at the other game needs to be a draw as well. So it is a must-win game. Like no ifs and buts. And like I said, that's on Tuesday the 17th of October. Hopefully they play Romain Esse from the start because they've only scored 1 goal and he's the one who scored it. So yeah, there you go. Now, moving on to another interview, the third and final interview, this time from former Lions player and former Millwall player Byron Webster. And this is from southwarknews.co.uk. So Byron Webster reflects on what made playing for Millwall so special, his plans after he hangs up his boots, and what he makes of Chin Ockley. Before we get to that, though, I should say, I haven't brought it up, but obviously Northern Ireland played today. George Saville was in the squad for Northern Ireland. Didn't make the pitch. They were playing San Marino, and they only won 3-0. So I think only that's a pretty decent result. Not against San Marino, and I think that kind of speaks volumes about Northern Ireland's quality of going forward, that they could only score 3 goals against San Marino. But George Saville was on the bench and he was unused, so he did not feature today. He did not get a cap while being a Millwall player. The Bromley defender made plenty of memories while at the Den between 2014 and 2019, and says Millwall still has a special place in his heart. Byron Webster has credited 2 simple tips as being behind his career longevity. The former Millwall star is still fighting out in the National League with Bromley at the age of 36 and says he feels in tip-top shape. Defender left the Den in 2019 after 5 years in South East London. He was part of the side who won promotion to the Championship via a 1-0 playoff final win over Bradford City in 2017. After short stints at Scunthorpe United and Carlisle, he found a new home at Bromley in 2020 after being convinced by Lions legend Alan Dunn, now assistant manager to Andy Woodman, to come aboard. And despite the physical nature of life in the National League, Webster is relishing the prospect of another promotion bid for the South London side thanks to his simple but effective fitness plan. He told the News at Den, "My body's holding up well. I look after myself. We're just over 2 months into the season and we've already played 14 games or something like, and I feel good. We've got great facilities down at Bromley. The facilities and the staff are there to help me recover properly, so no problem so far. For me, it sounds stupid, but it's all about drinking a lot of water. I drink a lot of water and make sure the muscles are right. A tip that someone told me to stop stiffness is to make sure your hips and glutes are always released and loose, and then you should be alright." Even though he's still enjoying his football, Webster has begun looking forward to life after he hangs up his boots and speaks highly about the way former teammate Dunn has made the transition to coaching. He said, "Well, I've done a few coaching badges. I've done a few things like a mental health course as well, a nutrition course and a personal training course, so I have a few strings to me bow. Dunny's fantastic. You play with these people as players, but then you get to see them in management. It's crazy. Dunny, obviously, and this is no disrespect to him, I never saw him going into management. Obviously a fantastic player, but now I see him day in and day out. And he's the brains of it. He's the right-hand man to the gaffer. He does the analysis. He does most of the coaching. He's fantastic with the young lads. It was a shock for me to see, but in a good way. I can't speak highly enough of Dunny for what he's done at Bromley. He's fantastic." Years on from leaving Millwall, Webster still remembers the club fondly and says the makeup of the people behind the scenes is what made the line special to play for. Or if I'm honest, it's from the backroom staff, if anything. Obviously, as lads, 9 times out of 10, you get on with everyone, and if you don't get on with them, there's other lads there. But just at Millwall, it's the people behind the scenes, the kitchen staff, the kit man, Lurch, everyone's in it. And like at Millwall, they were proper Millwall people. They loved the club. And I'll go back to success. I had at clubs, and Yeovil was the same. There were Yeovil fans there. So when you go to a club and there's actual Yeovil people, Millwall people there, you have to buy into it. They breathe it and they live it. And my son and daughter still were Millwall kids. They're fans of Millwall. They're still fans of Yeovil. You eventually buy into it. And even now, I look at the Millwall score on a Saturday, the Yeovil score, and they're the first ones I look at. So it becomes less of a job and more of a, I'm invested in this. And the actual club means something. Webster's attachment for Millwall culture proved to be an issue when he moved on with his next clubs not providing the same platform. He added, "Oh, I left Millwall and then I went to Scunthorpe and Carlisle. I didn't really enjoy it. I've been at Millwall for a few years and I loved it there. And I got into the culture, and then when you go to a different club, it's kind of like, oh well, this isn't what I'm used to." COVID struck, and if I'm honest, I was ready to just retire. But then Dunny, he got in contact with me. I went down to Bromley, and I've never looked back. But it was just the fact that Millwall was such a close-knit group. We were all in it together. We obviously had success, which helped. It was just a better group, all pulling in the right direction. At Scunthorpe and Carlisle, I just didn't feel like there was that closeness, but this could just be my opinion. I was at Millwall for 5 years, and you get used to certain people, so I just didn't enjoy it. As for the current Lions team, Webster is hopeful his former team can continue to push on, but acknowledges that promotion will be tough given the quality of the division. He said, "Oh, I'm not saying he can't do it. They've had an indifferent start and they're still around it, so when they do, and they will, they get a run of results, Now we're back in there. But the thing is, looking from the outside in, there are massive teams in this division and more money available. For Millwall to stay around in the Championship, they've had to spend more money, which yet again brings more expectations. And it's a hard one. They still have a very good spine of a team. They've still got a hell of a lot of quality in the team. And they don't concede a lot of goals. Once they score a few, Bradders and Fleming start scoring again like they did last year. I'm sure they'll have enough to be in the table, maybe sneak into the playoffs. Webster is also excited by the potential Chin Okali, the young Millwall loanee, playing alongside him in the Bromley defence. He said, first of all, what I like about Chin is that when he's come in, he's brought into it straight away. He's not like, I'm from a Championship club. He's one of the lads. He grafts so hard every day. He listens. He's willing to learn. And it's different coming from the under-21s at any club to men's football, especially in the National League. I think he'll admit it. There was maybe a little bit of naivety of just experienced seasoned players using their body for how to win a header or using their body to just knock him off balance. And now he knows. He's grown. He's definitely grown into a man. And he knows how to play the game. And now he's got that side of the game. He's other side. And that he's learned at Millwall with the passing and control and positional play. He should have a very, very good career. So there you go. Now, when I saw this, I thought that they would put at the end, you can see blah, 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 because obviously coming up this week, there's an event at the Den featuring Byron Webster and some other Millwall legends as they're trying to raise money for the Lions Food Hub. So this is it here, being advertised 2 weeks ago on the 4th of October on millwallfc.co.uk. An evening with the Lions legends. So I'll add this on and just mention it now. Millwall Community Trust is hosting an evening with 3 former Millwall players this October to raise crucial funds for the Lions Food Hub, taking place on Thursday the 19th of October in the Den's refurbished Harry's Bar. Hear from a trio of Millwall icons in Byron Webster, Tony Craig and David Ford. As well as listening to untold stories, attendees will be able to meet and greet the former Lions in a casual and friendly environment. Tickets are on sale now, priced at just £10 for all ages. The entry fee includes a meal of sausage and mash and onion gravy, while you can you can buy drinks at the bar as well. All profits from the evening will go towards supporting the Lions Food Hub, Millwall's dedicated food bank, helping the most vulnerable in the local community. The evening starts at 7 p.m. and runs till 10 p.m. with limited spaces available. Secure your seats before it's too late. And you can purchase your ticket on the Millwall Tickets website. Or I guess if you go down to the ticket office, you can do it there as well. So there you go, Thursday night, there you go. I've just add that on to that story. I thought they were going to add that on at the end of that. I thought that's what that interview was about, because kind of weird that you would interview a former Millwall player for some reason, just randomly. But there you go. I guess he was just hanging around, and they asked him a few questions and stuff. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.